All right, Jolton, looks like my screen's still showing an overturned vehicle blocking the right lane of 24 eastbound before New Hope Road. That is a 26-minute delay. Meanwhile, here around the downtown loop to get home, you've got stop-and-go traffic building eastbound South Loop to 65, northbound 65 to the South Loop. Looks like the busiest right now. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello. It is the Matt Murphy Radio Show, underway for another day on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I'm so pleased you've decided to join us. My livelihood depends on it. It's 6 minutes after 3 o'clock on Super Talk, really all across the central time zone here in the good old U.S. of A. We still remain on daylight saving time. My goodness gracious. Let me tell you something. On this radio show, by the way, thank you for being with us. Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. We're going to talk to Ken in just a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. He's a great guy to talk to. He's a great guy to listen to because he's got news and information twice an hour. When it breaks, he's got traffic and all of that. I've been hearing him talk about this Jolton deal all day long. I was worried about it because I was up in Hendersonville. Oh. But thank goodness I did not have to go over Jolton Way. I avoided it. You know what I did, Ken? I avoided the possibility of a backup thanks to Ken Weaver and Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right.
Did I tell you the story about our buddy Raphael? So I call him our buddy because he was listening to the radio. So I don't think I told this story yesterday. I meant to and I didn't.
I don't recall.
So I was meeting someone for coffee at Just Love Coffee in the Marathon Motorworks building. Y'all know the Marathon Motorworks building. It's where they used to make Marathon, automobiles back in the day, and they now have converted it. It used to be the Antique Archaeology. Am I saying that right? The American Pickers guys had their store over there at the Marathon Motorworks, and they have a number of different businesses. They got a Made in Tennessee business. The Beacon Center is over there. That's who I was meeting. I was talking to some of the good folks at the Beacon Center, and we were meeting at Just Love, and then we went off to their offices there at Marathon Motorworks. So I parked. They have a really cool setup outside of the Marathon Motorworks where they have an old-timey gas station, and all it is a glass booth and then some old-timey gas pumps out beside the glass booth, which is truly what an old-school 1912 gas station would be. But now it serves as the attendance station to take your money for parking in the parking lot. So, and that guy had a little heater in there, and he had himself a radio, and he had had a nice little setup going on. It was drizzling rain, and I walk over, and he kind of pokes the door open, and I said, does it matter, cash or credit, or do you care? Is what I said, because I know that, for some people it's easier to do it one way or the other. And he said, I'm sorry. I said, cash, credit, do you care? He said, I don't care. And as I'm pulling out the old $20 bill to pay the $10 in parking, lo and behold, there in the background is the voice of Ken Weaver. Doing the news, boys. Doing the news. Oh, yeah. It was about 11 o'clock in the a.m., and there's Ken Weaver doing the news. And I said, what you got playing there on the radio? And he kind of gave me a look. Because,
like you'd been caught.
Well, and we laughed about it later because he was like, I didn't know which way you were going with that, because he said, I talked to some pretty liberal, and people freak out, whatever. I was like, I said, well, what you got playing there on the radio? And he goes, oh, that's just the local talk station. And I was like, really? I said, I think I know that voice. Isn't that Ken Weaver? And he kind of looked like, yeah, that's Ken Weaver. And I stuck out my hand and said, I'm Matt Murphy. And he went, what? And I was like, I'm Matt Murphy. And his name was Raphael. He's a musician in town. He's a good guy. Gave me a CD of his stuff. I'm into bringing in, although I don't know that we would have a CD player to play it on.
I don't think those exist in radio stations anymore.
I don't think so, kid. But he's a loyal guy, and thank you, Raphael, for listening. Thank you for the CD.
Yes,
God bless you.
Yes,
and it's so weird. I don't know why that's weird to me, but door opens and I was like, damn, that's Ken Weaver in the background. He's delivering the news, boys. I don't know what I would have done if I'd heard Jackson Williams' voice in the background. I'd probably run.
Yeah, because you'd be late.
That's true.
What are you doing at the parking stand? If I'm talking,
If you're talking
and you're
on the
somewhere
radio,
else,
and I'm at
something's happened.
If I'm
brother.
standing in the parking lot and you're talking on the radio, something has gone horribly wrong.
Welcome in, everybody.
Wait, hey, kid, would you love seeing Jackson doing a radio show?
I would listen to it.
I
man.
would too, bro. I would too. Look, Jackson, I'm not taking anything away from you. I think you could hold court on sports till the cows come home. Till the cows
That's just
come
what
home.
I would do. I'd go back to what I know.
You would just downshift to sports and say to
Yeah.
hell with it?
I would be like, all right, everybody, bear with me in the chat. We're going cruise control. Let's talk Tennessee Titans offensive line play for 2025.
Brother Jackson needs a Jackson trash talking show. Because he is the master trash talker.
He's pretty good at it.
Ken's wearing black today because it's Oklahoma's funeral coming up Saturday.
See? I didn't even think about that. He told me that while I was doing the news. I couldn't respond.
He's gonna play us a spooky Rocky Top later, kid.
Oh.
He was sharing the spooky Rocky Top with me.
Ken will hear it Saturday, but that's not trash talk. That is just for the blackout games
Fact
around
talk.
Halloween. They do a big light show to Spooky Rocky Top at the beginning.
You feel fairly confident about the game, do you, Jackson?
I'm excited.
Are you?
I'm excited, too.
I feel more confident than I did about the Georgia game.
What are you wearing, Ken? You got some black on? Are you still sporting the Oklahoma Sooners gear or what?
I've got an Oklahoma Sooners hoodie, but it's too hot to wear it.
Well, that's true.
Ken, tomorrow I'll bring you a Tennessee hoodie, and you can go as a winner for Halloween.
It's the tone, Ken. It's the tone. It's like it cuts you and it's mean, but he says it in a way that you can't help but smile and say, "Thank you, Jackson."
Right.
I
can't even. I'm not a good trash talk. I'm not a good enough trash talker.
That's the Big 12 in him.
A few more years, we'll squeeze that out of him. We'll get it squoze out of him. That's pretty good. Y'all have some. You're going to be here tomorrow, right, Ken?
Oh,
you planning
sir.
on being here?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
good. Because there's some snacks coming for you.
All right.
There's some delicious game day rivalry weekend snacks coming for you in Jackson.
It's not going to be a single cracker that's the O in Oklahoma, is it?
Ken just gets another cracker.
No, that was just for Auburn, Oklahoma. And Erica still roots against Oklahoma, Ken. She still does.
Ken used to have his cracker displayed, but now I think he got hungry back there.
Weaver, I was watching y'all play Ole Miss. Erica walks through the room, has not watched a second of this game, said, I hope those cheaters are losing, and then keeps going. I'm like, honey, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, things might get better because apparently they pulled their starting quarterback and won.
Well, yeah. I mean, but about 5 games, too. You talking about Jackson Arnold?
Yes.
The starting quarterback that y'all said bye to last year? That one?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. That guy? No, whatever these snacks are, they involve sprinkles.
Oh, that sounds like they're going to be sweet snacks.
Because there was a lot of consternation last evening. You can look that one up, Jackson, if you want. A lot of consternation last evening.
That's the word I don't know.
About the absence of red sprinkles.
Oh.
And apparently we had plenty of orange sprinkles. And we were worried that there were no red sprinkles. And I'm like, why no red sprinkles? What's the deal there? And, obviously Christmas time, Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of other, places that you would use the red sprinkles. But thankfully, we found some red sprinkles. Jackson's solution to this was, tell him, Jackson, just give him the orange sprinkles.
Yeah. Everybody needs a little orange in their life.
I don't believe that that's true.
There's way too much orange in my life.
Oh, my Lord. There's welcome to the SEC, Ken.
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, y'all left Oklahoma State. Don't they have some orange?
They were orange, too.
Yeah,
And Texas is brown.
burnt orange.
They call it orange.
Yeah, and then stupid Florida.
Yeah, Florida's got orange.
I think we're going to hang half 100 on Florida. Did y'all hear about Gunner Stock? Not that we're talking about sports on the talk station. We're not.
Yeah, we are.
No, we're not. Jackson, we're not. This is a human interest story.
Yes, sir.
Human interest story. Gunner Stockton, starting quarterback at the University of Georgia.
Mighty fine player.
They asked him if the cocktail party had any special meaning to him, and he said, well, I will admit that I want to beat the Florida Gators a little more than I want to beat any other team. And they asked him why, and he said because his grandfather had a heart attack and died at the 2010 cocktail party.
Goodness.
I know. It turned at the end of the game. They said he was in the parking lot. They had just lost. Georgia Bulldogs had lost in overtime, 34-31. And he had just made some comment about the Florida Gators starting quarterback, and he keeled over dead.
Gunner Stockton's grandfather?
Gunner Stockton's grandfather.
So Gunner would have been how old then? Like 8 years old? Something like that?
Maybe 7. Maybe.
I mean, that's sad.
It's a very. I mean, but what do you do with that story? You just good luck. Good luck in the game. I hope that you do your grandfather proud, I guess. But it's the last game that's ever going to be in Jacksonville. Not in Jacksonville, but at this particular stadium in Jacksonville, because
Really?
they're bulldozing the stadium after.
No, they're just renovating it heavily.
I thought they were
no, they are going to just take it down to the studs, and it's going to be like a stadium shell, and they're going to build additions, expansions, stuff like that.
So they're basically rebuilding the stadium.
It's the same stadium.
I mean, it's the same footprint.
So y'all play in a neutral stadium
Every
right?
year.
Every year, yeah.
And Jacksonville just pays us way too much money. The objection used to be that you lose a recruiting weekend. That was Kirby's objection, is that I can't get kids on campus now with the 9-game schedule, we're all good because we never have to play 5 road games in the SEC. Because we'll always have a neutral site, so it'll be 4-4-1. And I think y'all have don't y'all play Texas neutral?
Yeah, it's always in the
Always
Cotton
neutral.
Bowl.
See, y'all have the same deal then, Ken. You'll never play 5 road games. You'll play 4-4-1 every year.
Yay!
Isn't the Cotton Bowl in Texas, though?
I think that's an advantage, though. I mean, I really do think that's an advantage to play that neutral site game.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the Cotton Bowl it's nothing to get there from Oklahoma. It's right over the border practically there in Fort Worth.
Well, try as I might, it's rivalry week, and I don't have any skin in the game, so I can't get away from starting the show with football on a day-to-day basis, so I apologize for those who don't care. But we will get to day 30 of the government shutdown. It is Thanksgiving. It is Halloween week. Thanksgiving
Getting
week.
ahead of yourself there,
Good
brother.
gracious alive. What am I doing? It's Halloween week on the Matt Murphy Show, and I am not. I'm getting judged against Chad on what I'm wearing.
Why?
I feel that way because Jackson said that I wasn't in the. What was the title of the show today, there, Jackson?
Robbie Starbuck talks Google AI lawsuit, and Matt isn't feeling the Halloween spirit.
I'm most certainly am. I'm feeling the Halloween spirit. I'm just not. I'm not dressed up.
Chad's feeling it.
A little too much, if you ask me.
Brother Chad, man. Brother Chad today, every time I'd look in there, it'd take me aback.
I mean, yeah.
Yesterday did too when he was in his shark uniform.
He was in he was dressed as Quint.
Yeah, Captain
in Jaws.
Clint.
Yeah,
Get
because
beat by
that's the last time we saw Quint. All we saw was his head going down the Jaws' gullet.
Hoopa!
Hoopa drives the boat, Chief. But hope you have big Halloween plans, et cetera, et cetera. Don't go down to Lower Broadway. My goodness gracious, can you imagine it? I can't imagine it.
Whew, those people are going to be drunk today.
Yeah, they probably are, Ken.
In anticipation of tomorrow.
They probably are. They're probably drunk right now.
Oh, You know they are.
Maybe so. The Woo Girls are out. They're always out on Thursdays.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all don't even know. If y'all don't come down to Music Row very often, come down to the butt end of Music Row, which is where our facilities are, our studios. We're right on the dead end of Music Row, right on the trash end of Music Row. And the Woo Girls come by here all the time in their big tractor. And occasionally we go out on the veranda and watch them.
Yeah.
Wave at them. Say hey to them. Throw them candy.
I haven't seen any new like things that they ride around on. The last one I saw was a hollowed out bus.
Yeah.
With a hot tub in the back of it.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the hearse?
I have not seen the hearse.
There's a hearse. There's a couple of hearses.
Really?
Yeah. They got a hearse, and they cut out the top of the hearse.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do it, but there's about 8 people standing in the hearse.
Drinking and hooting
and hooping and hollering, standing up, and, off they go. Of course, they got the tractors.
That hearse is going to be pretty popular right now.
Well, I mean, probably so. But they got the tourist hearse, and then I don't understand why you would do the pedal tavern thing.
I don't. Who wants to work while you drink?
And some people say, "Oh, it's pedal assist, and there's a motor in there." Yeah, whatever. I've been beside one of them at a red light, and you roll down the window a little bit, and they're playing music or whatever, and they're all sitting there. And when the red light turns green, the guy that's controlling the whole thing says, pedal, 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 pedal.
because everybody's behind them is pissed off.
Yeah, and I mean, you pay $25-$30 to do all that. That's nonsense. All right.
911 Nashville back on tonight.
Oh, jeez.
How's that show going,
It's a garbage show, man. It is a garbage show, y'all. It is awful.
I think it's meant to be that way, though, man.
It's fun. You just got to go into it with the right mindset.
It's fun.
The pedal tavern was fun.
Yes. Oh, was there a pedal tavern? I missed the pedal tavern.
A huge wreck.
I missed the pedal tavern. I saw the one where the Airstream was dangling off the bridge.
That was last week.
And the jackass goes up in it, and then the kid's there, and they can't get him out. And then, oh, my God, and it falls, and everybody's looking at the thing that fell. And I'm like, they're in the fridge, you idiots. And they were. And the fire... Ken.
Yes, sir.
The Nashville Fire Department, according to this show, saw a stripper.
And said, you'd make a fine new cadet.
A stripper whose gig was he was the firefighter, right? A firefighter stripper.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
right?
Yeah.
So he had a firefighter outfit on, and he was, woo, and he was all firefighter. And you know what they did? They made him a firefighter, Ken.
Hey, Matt.
Ken, hold on, Jason. Ken, ask me how much training old stripper boy went through from the time he was a stripper to when he's a firefighter. How much training? Ask me, Ken.
Zero.
How much? Zero. Yeah. None.
Matt, it's in his blood. He's the captain's long-lost son.
He's the captain's long-lost son.
That show is crap. I'm not going to lie.
It's garbage.
I think it's meant to be.
I don't think that it's making Nashville look very good.
No, we're all hillbillies.
Look all like...
Are they all still talking like this?
Hey, boy, what you doing over there? What you doing over there? We don't all talk like that.
We got a fire.
I'm interested to see this week.
And why is that, Jackson?
So the first 3 episodes were just one big emergency. Now we're getting into the meat and taters.
So...
We just had our bloomin' onion, and it was overcooked.
Hold on. What's the name of the show again?
911 Nashville.
And there's going to be shows without emergencies?
No, there are. It's just the big scale, the big money emergency. So, they spent money on Kane Brown and Airstreams.
Right, because the opening, the big...
This is going to be like somebody gets bit by a raccoon.
The first 3 are...
I bet it happens.
I guarantee you they do some crap with like a moonshine still. I guarantee you they do.
Somebody's probably exploring an old moonshine still.
Meth lab, maybe. Storylines for 911 Nashville. That's what we need.
I don't know. We haven't met the police officers yet.
Are we going to?
I don't know.
And poor Leanne Rhymes, if you're listening to this radio show, do you need a couple bucks? Because we'll raise some money for you.
Is she on it?
Yes.
Oh.
She's the mother of the firefighter?
The mother of the long-lost brother.
She's the
So the captain had a
little something with Leanne Rimes.
Yes.
And the captain is Chris O'Donnell, right?
Yes, Robin from the terrible Batman movies.
Uh-huh. Only older.
Much older, because those happened in the 90s.
Yeah. And so she's not his wife.
No, his wife is somebody else.
She's the girl that he had some with.
He was separated from his wife for a while. And
You're always defending him, Jackson. You're always defending him.
Brother Jackson loves that show.
I don't love the show. I like the original show.
I think you do.
Lone Star was the best show. They canceled it.
Mm-hmm. Did they all talk with fake accents in the Lone Star one, too?
Not really. They made Rob Lowe from New York, so he could just talk like Rob Lowe.
All right, here. How about this? Here's a prediction. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
A tourist eats Nashville hot chicken
and goes into cardiac arrest. I bet that happens. I bet they're at Hattie B's soon.
Uh-huh.
I might watch that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll let Jackson tell us all about it. We don't have to watch it. It's 26 after the hour. We'll tell you all about day 30 of the government shutdown. It has reached comical levels how far the political left and the mainstream media is willing to bend over backwards to try to defend what is clearly a Democrat-led shutdown. We'll talk about that as well. We're late. It's Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Maybe you're concerned about your heater right now because you've turned it on and it's not working as you believe that it should. Perhaps you need a second opinion because someone's told you that it's time to replace your heating unit and you're not sure if they're telling you the truth. One way or the other, let's call Jeff Eddy in Efficient Heating and Cooling. If your heater's not ready, call Jeff Eddy. He's simply the best in the business. Efficient Heating and Cooling never tries to upsell you on a new unit unless you absolutely need a new unit. And I understand that it's hard to find people that you can trust in the HVAC industry. And I understand that a lot of times these other guys, they just suggest that you get a new unit because it's easier that way and they make more money. Let's not go with these guys because you're wasting money because when you waste life on your heater, you're wasting money out of your pocket. Let's go with Efficient Heating and Cooling, an elite pro partner with Rheem. They can assist you if it's time to find that right unit for you and your family, and they will fix what ails your current one. 615-784-4424, 784-4424, or efficienthvac.net.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast, another traffic update coming up in 5 minutes. ABC's Jay O'Brien tells us how the government shutdown ends before this weekend when SNAP food benefits that help people pay for groceries runs out.
We've been asking members of both sides of the aisle, does there come a point where there needs to be some form of a conversation to end this and to stop the pain? And while we've seen Republicans and Democrats acknowledge that this weekend the pain of this shutdown is going to get a lot worse because SNAP runs out and because those premiums start to skyrocket when Obamacare open enrollment begins, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be some kind of a resolution.
Yeah, Tennessee has launched feedtn.org, a website to help residents find food resources as SNAP benefits pause starting on Saturday. House Speaker Cameron Sexton is urging a state review of Nashville's dramatic property value increases. Some downtown properties saw jumps of more than $45 million, raising concerns about the impact on local businesses. Tennessee U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn telling WTN's Chris Hanshow the House is being asked to begin the process to impeach the Obama-appointed federal judge and disbar former special counsel Jack Smith for Arctic frost, the internal code name for a Department of Justice and FBI investigation on the January 6th Capitol riot.
Also, we're going to begin hearings so that we can turn evidence over to the DOJ. We want to bring in Jack Smith and also the wireless companies, the CEOs of the wireless companies.
FBI Director Kash Patel has since fired agents involved and dismantled the unit responsible, calling surveillance baseless and pledging reforms. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Yeah, so we're still seeing in Jolton an overturned vehicle blocking the right lane of 24 eastbound before New Hope Road. We're getting that bumper-to-bumper build-up now. If you are eastbound to East Loop downtown, northbound 65 to the South Loop, and then 65 north up to Hendersonville and Goodlettsville. I'm Ken Weaver.
Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. Friends, are you not feeling your best? Or maybe you got a little sniffle or two? Perhaps you've got a cold. It is that time of year, right, when we worry about colds and even flu season. And if you've not contacted Grace Point as of yet, now's a great time to do it. Whether you're sick or not, Grace Point is a great resource for all things health. They are your direct pay provider in Tennessee, in Middle Tennessee. They're located in Franklin. As a direct pay provider, you don't have to worry about the affordable and convenient and comprehensive medicine delivered to them with regard to insurance companies getting in the way of decision making because, well, they don't allow that to happen. It's the way that it should be, and I've long said this, that you have that direct line of communication with you and your doctor. They tell you what it's going to cost you for an office visit, or you can sign up for the Smart Care plan, which is $99 a month for adults and $79 a month for the youngsters. And the HSA account that you have, if you have one, it pays for that. You can do that through the big, beautiful bill. Bottom line is this. That's what you pay for office visits throughout the course of the year. No matter how many you need to make, that's what you pay. And you get basic labs and diagnostics with that cost as well. And so you know what the cost is up front. And you also know exactly the type of service you're going to get. It's a direct line of communication with you and your doctors that don't allow insurance companies to get in your way. That's what it's all about at Grace Point Healthcare, and I absolutely love it. Call 599-6868 for more information, 599-6868, or stop by and visit them. Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine in Franklin, delivered the old-fashioned way. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Matt Murphy, and this is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. I'm pleased you've decided to join us. It's 20 until 4 o'clock. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. We're with you until 7 o'clock tonight. We'll hand off to Mark Levin at that time. We're live and local all day long from 5 a.m. with Dan Mandis and Nashville's Morning News through the Chris Hand Show. Great show from Chris today. Chad Benson dressed up like an absolute clown today. Absolute clown. Angry clown. And then Matt Murphy. I'm dressed up as someone on the Super Talk chat has said that I look like I am dressed for a pheasant hunt. That was probably more yesterday than today. But, I'll take it. Communicate with us, 615-737-9986 if you'd like, 615-737-9986. We'd always love to hear from you. It is day 287 of Donald Trump's second term as president of the United States of America. That's of 1,460.5 that he'll get in total. I like to give that to remind my liberal listeners that there's a lot of Trump to go, y'all. A lot of Trump to go. Trump's getting it done in Southeast Asia. Made a deal with China that I'll tell you about in just a couple of minutes. Getting it done, making it happen over there. I do want to remind you it's episode 914 of our gathering together today. And I've loved almost every single one of them. And you can find us on a variety of platforms to include the radio station, 99.7 FM, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, our own app, Supertalk 99.7 WTN, and then, of course, Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. If you're on Talk TV, you can decide for yourself or not if I look like somebody that's going on a pheasant hunt. I just have on my handy dandy outer vest. Because it's It's nipply outside. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. Ken Weaver noticed. I know that.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
Ken doesn't care for it. Ken doesn't care for the weather starting in, Ken, I think this is fair, somewhere around October, mid-October maybe, till, March?
I like it as long as it stays in the 70s.
Uh-huh, okay.
Then after that,
Okay.
it starts making me think, it's even going to get colder.
And
it's just going to get colder and colder.
I would think that you would just hearken back to the good old days in Boise, Idaho, when it was snowing in June, and you would remind yourself that at least we're not there.
Well, I do hearken back to that.
You are one to hearken, Weaver. Yeah. You are one to hearken.
And, it's not as bad as that.
Oh, gosh. I want to go, though. I want to see it for my own eyes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I want to see it with my own eyes.
Absolutely gorgeous, man. I mean, I trout fishing right in the middle of the city. Got a river rolls right through it. Fish for trout.
I don't know what that means.
Like sad.
Oh, Brian says that they could do an episode on moon pie choking. Sure.
Well, you'd have to go down to Bell Buckle for that.
I want them to bust somebody breaking into the Hermitage.
Oh, I won't name names here, but someone said, I work at a structural engineering company. We've done several structural reviews for buildings filmed in 911 Nashville. I have it on personal authority that there's going to be an episode where a woman explodes.
Explodes?
Mm-hmm. If they get to like episode 11, because E was an extra.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. She was an accountant. She played an accountant.
Wait, your wife is going to be in 911 Nashville?
Yeah. She was an
you're
accountant.
Just crapping all over the show. All the hard work that your loving wife put into the program.
Yeah.
And you're just going to crap all over it.
Yeah, kind of.
So
I think she's also going to be in a Hallmark movie.
All right. Way to go, E.
I know. It's pretty cool.
Hey, so what local artists have showed up so far on 911 Nashville?
Kane Brown.
Kane Brown, is he the only one?
Yeah, Jackson, this is all you.
Leanne Rimes.
I mean, Leanne Rimes is a part of the cast.
Okay.
And I don't know any
Chris
of these
O'Donnell.
I don't know any of these people. I don't know that any country music artists have shown their faces on it yet.
Kane Brown.
They? Besides Kane Brown.
Kane Brown.
I said country music.
Remember when John Bon Jovi saved that person's life who was trying to jump off the bridge?
I do. And you know how we thanked John Bon Jovi for his kindness? We did not go to his bar on Lower Broadway, and they're going to close it down.
Yeah. Interesting that they announced that after this tax increase.
Huh. Funny that. Isn't that interesting?
Did you see how much it went up for, like, Kid Rock's bar and Garth Brooks?
It's insane, Ken.
It's a $45 million increase.
It's insane. And they act like it will not have any impact on anything. They act as if, that'll be fine. When we had, what was his name? I can't remember. Why can't I remember the owner of Peg Leg Porker?
Oh, yeah.
He was on the show with us. Oh, what's his name?
I love that place.
It's a great place. He said that the owner said, he called us up and said that his taxes from 2012 to today. Now, understand, he's in the Gulch, and he gets that. He even said, I understand I'm in the Gulch. I understand that the property values have gone up. But he was paying $9,900 in property taxes in 2012.
Goodness.
This year, he's paying $86,000.
Oh, my God.
From $9,900 to $86,000, guys. Now, what do you think the cost of that pork going to go up or down? What do you think? You think he's going to be hiring more or less people? And the mayor and the city council don't seem to care about the suffering people of the city of Nashville. In the meantime, speaking of suffering, the Tennessean has an op-ed piece by this fellow. It's a fellow by the name of Keel Hunt, and it's my understanding that Keel Hunt used to be a big deal at the Tennessean or somewhere or another back in the day. I don't know who the person is. I do remember this. Keel Hunt, he's written several books. He's like a political muckety-muck. He's a leftist. And I read a couple of articles that he has offered to the Tennessean, and I invited him on the show once before, and he turned me down. So whatever. But Keel is writing an op-ed piece regarding SNAP benefits in the state of Tennessee. And I want to share some of this. I rarely do this, but I want to share some of this to give you an idea of how leftists view what's going on in Washington, D.C., and how they view SNAP benefits. Do you understand how quickly something that is a fail-safe program that is designed specifically in a temporary fashion to keep people from starving to death, the least of us from starving to death, children, elderly people, single mothers, etc., and I have all the compassion in the world for those folks. But I also believe that most of this should be accomplished through charitable organization, church organization, community groups. It should not be accomplished through the force of government. The proper way to take care of the least of us in our community is to do so through charitable acts of kindness, through organization by community groups and food banks and church groups, etc. And oh, by the way, all of those things exist. Every single one of them exists. In the meantime, we have SNAP benefits in America. Now, a couple of figures for you before I get into this article. Anybody want to guess how much money the federal government of the United States of America in fiscal year 2024 spent on SNAP benefits? Anybody want to guess? You want to guess? Just throw out a wag there, Jackson. The amount of money that we spent in 2024 on food stamps.
$6 billion.
$6 billion. That's a fair guess, Jackson.
$6,001.
Ken Weaver, playing Price of Right rules, says $6 billion and $1.
$6 billion and $2.
Okay, I don't think you can just. We would just be here all the day if we. You've already made your guess, Jackson.
Yeah, that's cheating.
And both of you are woefully short.
Wow.
In 2024, the United States of America spent $99.8 billion on food stamps.
It's almost $1 trillion.
Wow.
No, that's not almost $1 trillion. That's almost $100 billion. $1 trillion would be 1,000 billion. It's a tenth of a trillion.
See, that's close.
In December of 2019, and I'm just confused what has happened, and maybe someone can help me with my confusion. And thank you for the name shout out. Carrie Bringle is the name of the owner of Peg Leg Porker. Thank you to all of you who provided that for me on the super text line. I appreciate you. Carrie Bringle. I talked to him like 2 weeks ago. I can't remember his name. Getting old as hell, but it beats Plan B. In December of 2019, now, Donald Trump was president of the United States in December of 2019, last I checked. America spent $4.5 billion on food stamps that month alone, okay? Y'all follow me on the math. By 3 years later, so December of 2019, we spent $4.5 billion on food stamps per month. By December of 2022, under the Biden administration, that amount had increased to $11 billion a month. And now we have pulled that down a little bit to equate to about $8-ish billion a month. So we've come back down, but we're still more than double or around double what we were in December of 2019. Why is that? One could blame COVID for the increase, I suppose. One could blame government shutdowns for the increase, I suppose. One could blame government mandates for the increase, I suppose. Why are we still there? It is sad but true that once a government entitlement happens, it is rare that you can claw that government entitlement back. And when one does so, it happens kicking and screaming against the emotional appeal of people who claim that individuals will starve in the street but for government intervention. I want you to listen. There's a new website out called EBT of TikTok. I don't know if y'all have seen this. I want you to watch and listen to this lady. I don't think she cusses. I'm almost positive she doesn't. EBT of TikTok is designed to collect all of these folks who are on SNAP benefits who are freaking out, absolutely losing their ever-loving minds over the possibility of losing their benefits come Saturday. Listen to this lady talk about her loss of benefits and what that will mean for her.
For me, because I've been on food stamps for the past 15 years, do realize that I qualified for food stamps because of my income, right? Because I don't have any income. I haven't had income in the past 15 years, and I have been able to have my bills paid, my food paid for, and I'm in Section 8 housing, okay? These are all programs that I'm entitled to because I do not make enough, okay? So before you go and pass judgment on someone, realize that everyone's life situation is not going to be the same as yours.
Okay, I understand that, ma'am. Let's break this down. This lady proudly says that she's entitled to Section 8 housing, which is government assistance for housing, that she's entitled to other forms of government assistance, welfare benefits, and that she's entitled to her EBT money, her food stamps, and that she has been entitled to them because of her lack of income for the last 15 years. I do not know this woman's circumstance. I suppose that we are, well, I guess it's by design that we are to presume that she's trying her best. Perhaps it is a failure of mine that I cannot make that presumption. She seems to be able to think for herself. Why is it that I feel that this lovely lady that you just heard from and saw, if you're watching on Talk TV, why is it that I feel that this person might not be trying her level best to remove herself from these government programs that she calls entitlements, that she says she's entitled to? She's entitled to your money. She's entitled to receive from the largesse of government. She's entitled to these things. Now, I understand that there are good people that have bad things happen to them. She is not one of them. And she's part of the reason why food stamp benefits have gone from $4.5 billion in December of 2019 to roughly $8.5 billion in 2024. More coming up on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hi, friends. Matt Murphy for Alpha and Omega. I want to speak specifically to you business owners for just a moment. Because if you do own a business and you've not contacted Michael and his team at Alpha and Omega, I think you're missing a great opportunity. Take IT off your plate and focus on your business this year, next year, and beyond with Alpha and Omega, because they handle it all. They take over your IT service, and they will provide for you excellent customer service in every aspect of your IT. They'll take complete ownership in helping you with all of your IT issues, from internet to printers, everything involving your computer systems in your business. Whether they service it directly or not, if it's IT related, they're going to help you troubleshoot it. No passing of responsibility to the next person. They are the responsible parties with your IT at Alpha and Omega, and they're going to protect you from ransomware. They are going to protect you from cyber threats that are online, ever present, and ever trying to get into your system to hack your computers. Let's get with the best. Let's get with Alpha and Omega. ANO.net. That's ANO.net, or call 615-784-0096, 784-0096.
For me,
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. People like Titania, who rely on SNAP to help buy groceries, are getting anxious about the program running out of money if the government shutdown doesn't end by Saturday.
I reached out to a Facebook group of a Buy Nothing group, and I just simply put hey, I'm a low-income mother. I don't know where my child's next can of formula is coming. Can anyone give a sample? And luckily enough, I had a few people who reached out and we were able to get a few cans. So I'm good for at least the next month. Thank God.
Here in Tennessee, Governor Lee today announced a website to help people find resources if they need help. feedtn.org. The site connects users with local food banks, donation centers, and volunteer opportunities by zip code or county. And for more help, you can dial 211 or visit your local food bank's website. The shutdown is putting a strain on the nation's air traffic controllers, but Doug Crulin, the president and CEO at Nashville International Airport, tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis the professionals here are staying on the job even though they're not getting paid.
All of them are currently not being paid, but they at B&A, they have been doing a great job of showing up and doing their job. And we've set all-time records in October for passengers, and they've been going through this stress right now. So very thankful for their dedication and professionalism.
Yesterday, the National Air Traffic Controllers Association said the system's being put under intense strain by the government shutdown. Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton calling for a state review of Davidson County's latest property reappraisals, citing massive increases downtown. Some properties, including bars owned by Kid Rock and Garth Brooks, saw jumps of more than $45 million. Sexton says the spike could force businesses to close and that the appeals process is too slow. The county assessor defends the process is fair and welcomes the review. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Got a new crash in Berry Hill. It is blocking the left lane, 440 eastbound, right before 65. Pleasant View in Cheatham County. Highway Patrol says there's a crash 24 eastbound past Springfield, Ashland City, exit 24. In Jolton, you still got that overturned vehicle, right lane block, 24 eastbound there at New Hope Road. And over here in the Gulch, a stalled vehicle off on the right shoulder. Everybody slowing down to give it space there, 40 westbound at Broad. And in Woodbine, a crash, 40 westbound at I-440. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Hour number 2 starts right now. Several of you lining up to talk about food stamps or SNAP benefits at 7 minutes after 4 o'clock. I'd love to talk with you about it. We're going to talk about this article in just a moment, presented by a fellow by the name of Keel Hunt, whom I don't know. Once again, it's my understanding he's written a number of books and he's involved in politics or has been involved in politics in Tennessee in the past, particularly with regard to writing for the Tennessean. I invited him on my show several years ago. I knew that he was probably left of center. I invited him on my show several years ago, and he declined the opportunity. But he came out with a piece essentially blaming the Republicans and Governor Bill Lee for not solving a problem that was created solely and entirely by the Democrats. Entirely by the Democrats. There's two different discussions to be had here. And I want to make sure that we understand the distinction, right? So there's one discussion that we should be having about the level of dependence that more and more Americans are finding themselves in with regard to the government of the United States of America, and how that's a bad thing. No matter which way you cut it, that's a bad thing. It's not a good thing that in 2024 we spent almost $100 billion on food stamp assistance. On SNAP assistance. That's not a good thing. Now, is it a necessary thing? Well, I would argue that a lot of it is not necessary. I would argue that many of the people that find themselves on food stamps are there because they expect it. They consider it to be an entitlement. They consider it to be a part of their monthly budget. They've absorbed it into their monthly budgets, and they're not doing what they could do to break away from it because they don't look at it as someone else's money. They look at it as free money. A lot of these folks look at this as free money. Now, obviously, there are people in need. Obviously, we are commanded by Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, to help those in need. But there's nowhere, at least, look, I'm not a theologian, I'm not a biblical scholar, but nowhere does it demand that we give it to the government first. Nowhere. So I would suggest that the best way to do these things are to do it through your church, to do it through community organizations, to do it through charitable groups, particularly those charitable groups that have a foundation in the Christian faith. You know, we're going to do a radiothon next month toward the end of the month in the week of Thanksgiving at the National Rescue Mission. It is. I mean, you will, during the course of that radiothon, I will cry multiple times. I always do because I'm so sensitive to some of these stories involving single mothers, involving people that are trying to get their lives back together, that are doing everything in their power to try to reshape and reform their lives in a better way. It does. It creates great emotion in me. This organization, Nashville Rescue Mission, they don't take any money from the government. Because if they took money from the government would dictate to them what they could or could not do with regard to proselytizing, with regard to talking about the blessings of Jesus Christ. And they're not going to have that because they understand the best way. Men of Valor is another wonderful organization that I'm proud to be associated with. Men of Valor, they do not take money from government organizations that would, obviously they have partnerships with the state of Tennessee, and those partnerships are carefully crafted so as to allow Men of Valor to teach about the Bible, to talk about Jesus Christ, to talk about Christian faith and Christian values. Because they understand that unless and until these men in prison understand that higher power and focus on becoming givers as opposed to takers, becoming productive members of society as opposed to whatever it was that led them down a path that got them into prison to begin with, they can't break them from those shackles without first teaching them about the power of Christ. All of that to say, when government walks into a situation, any dynamic, any system, it immediately begins sucking away from those organizations, like I just mentioned, those organizations that are there to benefit individuals in need. Now, these organizations still exist, obviously. I just mentioned a couple of them, Nashville Rescue Mission and Men of Valor. There are others that are good organizations that do their best. Sadly, government should be available and government resources should be available in the form of food stamps as an absolute last resort. A last resort beyond your community, beyond your family, beyond charity, beyond church. If you've exhausted any and all of those resources, and I would suggest that you'll never get past the church. I've said for a long time, and I'm not immune from poverty, right? I'm not immune from hunger. I came from a place of poverty in my childhood. And I don't harp on it because frankly, I don't believe in harping on it. I don't believe in wallowing in it. I believe in overcoming and being better every day. That said, if you are in that mindset, in order to break yourself out of that mindset, it takes more than just a monthly handout. And sadly, what the government assistance program has become is a monthly handout that people absorb into their monthly budgets without changing their mental approach about what they're doing in their lives that got them into that situation to begin with. Now, there are good people that have bad things happen to them, obviously. And the tragedy of single mothers in this country is something that we need to deal with. And that's a biblical thing, too. But that is a real tragedy that we are called to and compelled to address. Is the best way to address that just to hand it off to government and say, oh, the government will handle that? Or perhaps is the better way to handle that to do so through charitable organizations and church-based organizations, these types of things? All of that to say that that's one side of this, right? That this discussion about almost $100 billion in 2024 being spent on food stamps, almost $11 billion in the month of December 2022 alone under the Biden administration, $11 billion a month being spent on food stamps assistance. That's one discussion. The other discussion is what is happening right now, right? Right now. And right now, absent any discussion about how to lessen dependence on food stamps, about how to lessen dependence on government assistance, about how to weed out those who are truly in need versus those who aren't truly in need, which is a big problem in government. You have a Democrat Party that has decided that they don't like the way that the Republicans are governing, despite the fact that the voters spoke less than a year ago. The voters went to the polls and they made a statement. They presented a House of Representatives that was Republican. They presented a Senate that was Republican. They presented a President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, that was a Republican. Democracy, representative republic, but democracy spoke. I just want to speak a language that Democrats can understand, right? That was democracy. That's what, they love to chant. This is what democracy is. Well, that's what